And I haven't come across a single person in Los Angeles who fucking talks about, like, hey, this is what I like in the bedroom before they actually go fuck, which is bonkers to me. Which to me personally is fucking How are you? What? If you don't
Right,
know, like,
right.
Hi, and welcome to Adult Buddy Finders. I'm Kerstin,
And I'm Greenberry.
and today we are talking about pegging.
That's right. We have Thumper, who really his background ended up being a lot more interesting than just pegging. I thought pegging was what was it, but he has this umbrella where he does hypnosis. Actually, let me read it. Let me read it. Thumper creates sissification hypnosis, which pegging is a part of. So we were put on to Thumper through a former guest, Lauren Michaels, who talked to us about her journey into being polyamorous. And when we were looking for guests, we connected. She's like, I know somebody who wants to talk about pegging. So that's all we knew about Thumper, is that he pegged and was down to talk about it, which is kind of an interesting thing. I think pegging in general can kind of be like is dirty little secret the right thing? But kind of, it's kind of like typically between like the people that do it, especially if it's in a straight relationship.
I feel like it is becoming much more acceptable and mainstream than it used to be. It used to
Sure.
be a lot more like, ooh, that's I want to say like, oh, that's gay, and that's
Yes,
you have
it's not
some
for the straight
confusion.
people.
Yeah. But
You
now
want
it's like,
something in your, if you want a dildo in your butt, you might want a dick in your butt, but that is not always the case.
that's right. You could just want a strap on in your butt.
So what's your experience with pegging, Kirsten? Like, what's your, you can tell me if you've done any pegging, but like, what's your, like, did you know about it? How do you know about it at all, I guess?
Well, Greenberry,
Yes.
since you're letting me tell you,
Yes.
um, all right, I will full on tell you. I have never pegged,
Okay.
but I have thought about it because I
Oh.
dated someone who brought it up to me.
Oh, interesting.
And actually, now after talking with Thumper, this ex had sissy interest interest in being a
Okay.
sissy, which
Okay.
makes a lot more sense after talking to Thumper.
Yes.
So yeah,
Just
he
for
was
context, we've already talked for Thumper, and now we're doing the. We've already talked. We've already talked to Thumper, and now we're doing the intro. So we're on our own timeline. If you believe time is linear, it's not for us.
it's not. It's not. So I texted, I talked in person. I think pegging is something you want to do in person, not texting.
You want to do it in person, and you want to talk about it in person.
That's
Both.
right. So he brought it up to me, and it was the first time I ever thought about it, or
Okay.
even it was on my radar. I don't even think I realized what that meant or that it was even a thing. Um, and so once he brought it up, then I did some research and found out what pegging meant and what that meant for my part in the relationship. Um, and it was one of those things I think I've talked about before of a partner bringing up and me doing some research and soul searching to see if it's something I would be interested in, and leaving it pretty much to that's not something I want to do at this moment because we weren't very far in the relationship. Um, but I'm not closed off to it in the future. Let's revisit this. I just don't feel comfortable enough in our relationship to jump into it at this point. And that's my pegging experience. What about you, Greenberry? You pegged anyone?
um, actually in a TV series, I was a
That's
college
right.
student who doubled as a dominatrix, but she was a dominatrix uncarefully, and her MO was humiliation, whether they wanted it or not. So it was about power, and I think, as we've learned how BDSM is in the real world, and we knew that in the series that she was not doing it correctly. She was not.
It's not healthy.
She was not a nice dominatrix. She was a naughty one.
And not the good, not nice, and not the good, naughty.
She was a bad girl, but not the
Stop
kind.
making it sound sexy.
I'll have to find. I have a clip of because it was funny. It was a comedy. It was a little sitcom. Kerstin, you were a Russian sorority girl in it, and yeah, so it was a fun series. But that to me, I had heard about it before, and then making that we talked about the song every morning. Gosh, I can't even remember. It's a song from the '90s. That's like, there's a halo hanging on Sugar Ray on the corner of my girlfriend's four-post bed. And somebody said that the halo is a dildo. I can use it for the weekend or a one-night stand. Do you know this? Did you know it was about pegging?
No.
Yes. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I haven't confirmed it. So I'm just perpetuating this rumor. The idea is that it's a halo dildo. The halo strap on. It's not his, but he wants to see if he can use it. You know, she's using it, so can he use it?
Oh, I always thought it was like a cover-up for, not cover-up, but it was okay to cheat. So basically an open relationship, like a halo, you're good, you're fine, whatever you do is okay. And
maybe
you're
that's
forgiven
it.
for it.
But that was the story that we accepted, was that story is actually about pegging, and that they want to go out. Sugar Ray is like all about pegging. Maybe we'll have to get him on the show and see.
Man, I like this story now. Please, let's not ruin it.
He's like, actually, it's about both. I was in an open relationship, and I love to be pegged. So that's what I think. I mean, he does talk about sissification specifically, but I think the big takeaway for me, wrapping up before we get in there, is like, you don't have to want a relationship with a man to want something foreign in your anus and something that is shaped like a penis.
And I think the big thing too is the power play.
Peg, a big strap on. Oh, it's the power play, not the big.
Of the big strap on.
Depending on how big the power versus the strap on is. Like, it all depends.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm familiar with pegging, and yeah, I got to pretend to do it multiple times. One thing with the hot sauce pun. So,
well done. Those puns are fun.
Puns are fun. Fun.
Rhyming.
Yeah. So yeah, but I've never been curious to do it, or try it, and I've never been invited to try it in my real life. So my life isn't as exciting as Kerstin's. Aww.
What can I say? I live an adventurous life, unlike some people.
I like that it's always like, I'll think about it.
I've had a lot of proposals. I can't say I've had a lot of action, but there's been a lot of proposals.
It's good to, and I think that's a strong standpoint of like, I'm open to it maybe. I got it, and you should think about these things. I think there's sometimes that you're like, yeah, I could do it. I'm thinking back to episode 1, season 2, Unicorn. No, maybe that wasn't 1. Maybe that was 2. Anyway, doesn't matter. Unicorn. When we talked one-on-one with her, she told me a story about a woman who wasn't open to this, So there are situations where I think that you think that you're ready for something, but if you don't really give it a good amount of thought, then it cannot go. You really got to make sure that you're like, okay, I'm gonna try something, and safe words or whatever you do to say like, okay, I don't like this, or.
And I think part of it too is the trying it because you are interested, not just because you want to make the other person happy. Yeah, but there is a little part that is like, curious. Maybe I will like it.
Yeah. Yeah, because I
Not,
think
I don't want it whatsoever, but I guess I'll have to live through it because I love this person and I'll
yeah.
lose them if I don't do it. I
Like,
don't
can
think
you
that's good.
imagine, like, you have this dildo and you're like, ew, this is so gross. You're so, like, you're doing it, but you're like, this is gross. You're
Yeah,
gross. I mean,
no.
that's different. I guess there's, like, the humiliation.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Maybe,
If that's what
maybe
you're into, then
somebody
yeah.
wants that. Well, there's somebody out there who wants it, but I
Yeah.
think you have to be, like, you have to be into it. Otherwise, you're judging it, and it's not good for anyone.
Yeah, and something from my experience, I think it would have been nice if we built up to it. And that was the thing, is like jumping straight into something that extreme with somebody new that didn't know very well. There's so much trust in pegging. There's so much trust in sex in general,
Yes.
and especially when you're in a vulnerable spot. So to build up to it slowly and doing other things that can kind of open that doorway or the
This
back
is
doorway.
this is something I don't know the answer to. And I had anyway. So the question I have is, there must be, is there some sort of way that there's like clitoral stimulation on when you put the strap on?
I believe there are strap-ons that are made to rub on the clit.
Because I was thinking that it would be a lot more fun. I think. I think
Yeah.
if
So
you're
there is
getting,
definitely some
somebody's had to
physical pleasure for for the pegger as well.
the pegger, the peggy, the peggy.
Mhm. But I haven't fully done a strap-on research
Yeah,
deep
fair.
dive.
Yeah, me neither. I thought of this. I was going into that, but I thought of this earlier, and I didn't bring it up with Thumper. Darn. But anyway, yeah. So that's something for you listeners out there. Message us, because
Let us know.
I
Are there
probably won't go
strap-ons?
searching. And honestly, people that have experienced it, I get behind whenever people go, Google it, Google it. Like, I get it. I understand what you're saying. Yes, that's like very, like, good, like, if you have a question, Google can't solve it. But also, you could just tell me, because you have your own world, like, you've had your own experiences. It's like one thing to be like, there's a dildo that has it, but there's a dildo that has it and it actually works. That word of mouth advertising, baby, it's the best.
Yeah, and
We can
hearing
word
about
of
those
mouth our show
experiences.
while you're at
That's
it.
right. And hearing those experiences, you can, what's the word? Not empathize, but sympathize. No, you get the feeling more than if it's just
Yes,
a
yes,
marketing thing.
right. It's like, okay, yeah, yeah, I get what you're saying. Whenever somebody tells you, you're like, you understand it more than like it's printed on paper.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
That's why they
All
have
right.
actors. That's what. Yeah, we're really going into things. Sorry. We should just go to the show. Today we have Thumper, who is going to talk to us about pegging. I actually wanted to read what you sent over. Let me grab that. I just had it up
Oh
and it went
shit.
away. Okay.
Or do you want to put it in your
I don't,
words, Thumper?
no, no, read it. I don't. Well, I mean, if I sent it over, they were my words. I just don't remember what I wrote. So
Yeah,
let's see
Kirsten.
what's up.
Sorry. I wanted the
I'm not putting
unspell-checked
words in his
version.
mouth. Actually, I rewrote it. This is what you wrote, because I'll have a lot of questions. I I create sissification hypnosis, audio ASMR style, which pegging is part of. My experience as far as finding people of like mind is through that prism. I've been with one partner for the last 21 years. That ended in divorce due to our sexual mismatches. So in the past, finding people outside my marriage was a boundary. So it was just you and your partner doing this for 21 years. Is that right?
Not the full 21 years, about maybe half of that, like 10, 11,
Okay.
something like that.
Okay. So my experience have come from my personal hypnosis work and personal experiences outside of the marriage. Is that more or less correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So sissification hypnosis, and pegging is a part of it.
Yeah,
And here's
that's kind
another
of the
thing.
general breakdown. Yeah.
Okay, wait. What are those words? What?
We start early. Okay. Sissification basically is a kink that involves like feminizing men, or it's called sissifying. You don't. It's
Okay.
Oh,
sometimes it could
like
be.
sissies.
Sometimes the terms can be interchanged, feminization, sissification. But there's
Okay.
like parts of sissification that aren't necessarily feminizing in nature, kind of thing. Like there's parts like pegging is not necessarily feminizing you. It's more of
It's
a
not?
sensation. It's a power dynamic play, yeah. I mean, for some people, it probably is. I'll say this, like based on I have like a questionnaire from when people join my Patreon, and why they join is like a wide gamut, and what people like is a wide gamut. Like
Okay.
so, like it's like to generalities, like sissification kind of is the whole scope of emasculating a man into either feeling, looking, or experiencing feminizing, like feminine sensations in a sexual manner, and sometimes not in a sexual manner. So sissification, I would classify as like the whole kink, and then it breaks down into like different sections.
Is it like chugging your dick in your butt and being like, girl,
Not
what's
tucking your dick.
inside?
You'll lock up your dick in a chastity cage. You'll lock it
Oh,
up. Some
okay.
that's a lot of that. Some people
I
like it. Some people don't. It depends.
And
My
that's
brother is a bartender, and he tells me this story. This woman says that she like smashed her partner's dick in
Oh.
a thing, and he called she called or she was telling him the story. So she was like, and we call that like sissying, and then like he like sucks a dick on the wall and stuff, and
wait,
so
wait, 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 wait. Wait,
Ye-
going back, dick cage and smashing a dick are
Yeah,
two
those are.
very different things.
Thank you, thank you, Kristen. Thank
Okay.
you. Yeah. So which one was it? Was it like it was pain play? Some people like their junk punched and kicked and groined. I'm like, that's
it
on you.
sounded
Just
like it
there's a.
sounds like you know like you know that thing where you it's like a glass plate, right? You remember that thing where you push your hand and the
Mhm.
metal would like push a
Oh
glass.
yeah.
So it
Uh-huh.
sounds like two glass plates. Not I mean I don't know exactly the texture, but my mind thought glass plates that kind of like screw down and make
Oh,
your
I know what you're talking about.
what is
Okay, yeah.
that?
So
And fights.
no, there's like a flattening thing where you could put a dick or any appendage. You could do that with titties. We could like and clamp it down and like flattens out and stuff like that. Some people like do that with their dicks. Um, I don't know if I haven't come across anybody that because that's a pain thing and I don't like it. I
Okay.
honestly
Well,
But
don't
not
that's
like.
a
not
kick.
specific sissy stuff.
Yeah. No, I don't want to think that. I would say that maybe he's also, if he's sucking dick on a wall, he might be a sissy, and then he's also incorporating, pain into it. A lot of the thing I find with the sissy hit, like sissification kink in general, a good amount of it is very like detrimental to your health. Like it's very
Really?
like either from a some of yeah. I don't know, like it's like not the pain stuff necessarily, but a lot of like the mental parts of it and stuff. And some
Is that
people enjoy the pain and enjoy the verbal humiliation and the degradation and stuff like that. And I imagine him getting his dick squished like a sandwich is part of that for him. That's just what yeah. So I could see how he could be a sissy and have that also, yeah.
Okay. So he's under the sissy umbrella, but his dick cage smashing thing not a cage. It's not a cage. It's something else. It's something else.
I
Pain
forgot what
plate.
they're called. Yeah, you can get them on like there's like 1,000 websites that sell all this shit, Um, but
Okay.
yeah. But he could still be a sissy if your bar, if the lady was like, and then he choked on a dick on a wall. Then like, yeah, that sounds about right.
so it's almost like not only so sissy is kind of also a man is treated like they're
A woman.
feminine, but
Yeah.
then also humiliated for it.
Well, humiliation and degradation is under the umbrella of sissification.
But
Like
it
I
doesn't have
would
to be.
It doesn't have to be. Like the stuff I make, the reason I started making my shit, because I was like, this stuff is like not good for your health. Like the stuff that was out there, it's very
Yeah.
like, you're a piece of shit, you're garbage, you'll never be
Okay.
good
Okay.
enough. And then when there were producers that would incorporate that with like binaural beats and like theta wave, like legit audio hypnosis. And I'm like, this is, if you listen to this, it will make you view yourself as a piece of shit. And unless you're doing a lot of aftercare, unless there's you have a support structure, like you have a partner that you do this with, or play partners you do this with in real life. If you're just doing it on your own and you don't have like a s- like an aftercare routine that like gets you out of that or
Okay.
reframes your, like you
You need,
come like being like you're a piece of fucking shit, no one's ever gonna love you, and then you come and then you're like, oh, I'm a piece of fucking shit. Yeah, because that's how that works. I'm sorry, that's how
okay.
hypnosis
And you
works.
need aftercare where somebody's
You need
like, "You're
aftercare.
beautiful and a wonderful
Yeah,
human being, and
yeah,
I love
I
you."
love
And every
you. Yeah,
How
yeah.
does it work? Do you do aftercare?
I would, my wife and I, yeah, like when I do it by myself, I don't partake in the degradation personally. That's why all my stuff is made with love. It's like
Oh,
you
that's
know,
cool.
it's yeah. So I don't do degradation, humiliation, castration, any kind of
Okay,
like,
castration,
yeah. That's
meaning,
meaning they cut their balls off, or they have like surgery. Just
oh
I
shit.
don't. Yeah, some people, there's this subset that like enjoy being told to do something that's irreversible, and like castration or HRT, like there's people that enjoy that, like being told to take them and stuff. So, but like those areas, those are like hard boundaries for me. Is just not, because anything that's irreversible, like everything else is reversible.
Yeah,
Cutting your dick off, that's it. So that's
yeah.
not
I
that's
don't
not
want to
something
do.
you need to
I
be
don't have
hypnotized
one,
into.
and I don't want
Yeah,
cut
yeah.
off your tail.
It doesn't regrow. I know. Somebody cut it off and they were upset. Like it's fucking. When do I get it back? It's like, that's it, bro. That's
to.
it.
So, just to kind of clarify again, you are under the umbrella of sissification.
Yeah,
You're down. You're down
yeah,
to be made to feel feminine, but you don't give a shit about it being like, you dumb bitch. You're just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay. So, what are some of the things that are in your specific umbrella of sissification?
So we do a lot of like brainwashing, which is general what hypnosis generally is, and it's just
Okay.
basically reframing how you think
Okay.
and feel about. A lot of people in the kink have a decent amount of shame, not everybody, but a decent amount of shame based on like where they're
Some people
from, how
not
they're,
in kink.
yeah, like there's I've had a lot of like feedback from my members that are like, oh my God, this is like for the first time I don't feel like I'm a fucking piece of shit, or like I love myself and I'm okay with uh uh this. Like one of the biggest search terms, not the biggest, there's a website, HypnoTube, that on there one of the main tags is acceptance, because a lot of them don't want to accept that this is what turns them on. Like
Yeah.
it's like that's why there's a lot of, I feel like a lot of forced, to suck a dick kind of thing. It's more like
Okay.
someone like force is a it can be, but if it's hard to force the willing also, so it's more of it's not, like that's not how hypnosis works. In order for it to work, you kind of want it on some level to begin with. Otherwise, you'll just disagree with it. It's like, oh, this is stupid. It's not for me. That's the
Is
thing.
this kind
Like
of like it's kind of like um the play of it, almost
yeah, like the
um
seduction of it.
like findom, right?
Yeah, like
You don't
fandom. Yeah,
actually want them to go broke, but it's making them, it's that whole play of like,
giving up.
I'm going to take you for every cent, but
Yeah.
not
Give me all your
actually.
money.
Some of
Yeah,
them take, yeah, those are some of them taken for every site. But yeah,
the bad
you,
ones.
all of this has, everybody should have, set up boundaries in whatever kink they're in, I feel. And yeah, same thing. It's a lot of sophistication comes from like femdom in general, like a masculine, or sorry, a feminine person or voice, or a dominatrix instructing you to, eat your own cum or put on panties or whatever it is. Like, so it's not, there's no, as far as I know, I think I'm like the only dude that does it. I'm sure there's a couple other, but like I'm sure like the video like editing creators, I'm sure a bunch of them are, they're all like sissies, or there's men in there also. But like who actually promotes it on the front, like on Pornhub, like what you find on
Mhm.
Pornhub is generally like women. It's
A
dominatrix.
dominatrix style?
Yeah, yeah, like,
Okay.
and you whip them, and I mean that, you peg them, whip them, chain them up, put them in a device, whatever they like, kind of stuff.
So
So
the people that
everybody does it, or not everybody, but a decent amount of population does it. We just keep it like,
Greenberry does it all
shh.
the time.
Yeah, like, shh, don't say this. Everybody gets embarrassed about it, but there's
So
like,
you're very open about it, and you have been for all your life?
no, not for all my life. Only maybe
Okay.
for the last like 5 years or so.
So
It's been
you
same thing. It's been like certain like backgrounds and saying shit and talking about it and being like, oh yeah, like you just fucking gagged me on a dick and put something in my butt. Like it's when you come from some backgrounds, it's like what.
yes. So
So
do
it
you
took a while.
identify on the sexual spectrum like gay, straight, bi? Are you on that?
Bi probably.
Okay.
Pan. I just say pan just 'cause I don't know. Maybe if I fucking like something, I like something. I don't know.
I feel
I'm one of those people that's like I'll try. I think I'm like Lauren. I'll try everything twice just to, 'cause the first might be a bad experience. You got to give it a second shot, and agree 100%. So it's just but my experiences have always been with women. So like my sexual count is straight, but I'd suck a dick or fuck a whoever. Whatever happens, happens. It's just I didn't have those opportunities before, but I'm
Okay.
I'm I'm aroused by most things. I'm easily aroused. Most if it's interesting, it's like, you like this. This is cool. Then yeah.
So
so
you're
I'm
down to suck.
Yeah, yeah, but I would the only way I'd identify is I'm a switch, like I go, up, down, back and forth, whatever. So I'm easily adaptable, I'm like a Swiss Army knife and shit. It's like, you like this? Cool, let's do it. I like this, do this to me. Like I'm very
so
my philosophy a lot of times like just figure out how your person or partner, whatever, wants to come and just do that. And just just do that. Just
do it.
talk about this, dude. I've been talking with so many comics and just people in general. It's like, hey, do you guys like? Because I haven't dated in forever, so I'm trying to get like dating advice. And I'm like, what's dating like and shit? And I was like, so you guys like when you talk about what kind of sex you guys like before you fuck? And I haven't come across a single person in Los Angeles who fucking talks about like, hey, this is what I like in the bedroom before they actually go fuck, which is bonkers to me. Which to me personally is fucking How are you? What? If you don't
Right.
know, like,
Right.
I
We're
don't get
grown
it.
adults. We're grown adults, and we're gonna like get totally nude and get
You
as
could,
close as
yeah.
literally as
Do you,
close as possible.
Well,
Let's not
it's like
say
going to see a movie and instead of being like, "Hey, do you like Marvel movies? Because that's what I'm totally into." And they're like, "Oh God, no, I hate them, but I guess now I have to because we're going to a Marvel movie."
but
But if we would
see,
have talked about it, we could have come up with like an action sci-fi movie that I'd be totally down for.
exactly. Like I feel like everybody like people tell me about like their like hookups and one night stands and whatever, and I'm like, and they always like, yeah, we smashed this, and I'm like, was it good? Was it good? Was it like,
Smash.
was it toe curling good? No. Then what was the point? Why did you just wasted? And I'm old, I guess. I don't know. I'm fucking old.
So did
don't waste my time.
Yeah.
pegging start because you brought it up or somebody else brought it up to you and you were like, I try everything twice.
This, oh man, I don't know. I don't know if I saw like in a porn mag or something when I was like a young kid. Like I was sexualized. No,
I
no,
don't
hold
know
on,
why,
yeah.
but I'm like, wait, pegging was around for more
Mhm.
than the last 5 years.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's pegging in print form. Oh yeah. Uh, there is sissification and like feminization. I think the oldest like pictures of like men in like there's known cases going back to the mid 1800s, like in the West. I forgot. I don't remember the name. I could look it up and find it. There was a couple that lived in some like Western town somewhere, and the guy went away on a trip. His wife died while he was away, and he informed like, "Don't bury her until I get back there. I'll get there, whatever." And they're like, "We have to bury her now." And then when they went to bury her, they found out that she was a transsexual or a sissy. She he lived as a woman, like no one knew, but like it's those kind of like that's sissification. Like, and that there's a lot of examples, and there's like pictures from like the 50s and 40s of kind of like dominatrix or like femdom, like with a man dressed in a dress, like on his knees in front of her. Like there's old like vintage photos like that. So
I
it's
love
been.
the idea of a Western pegging, like the like John Wayne character coming in and getting pegged.
Yeah,
I'm
there
in.
was, there was, yeah, there's a lot of cases. I look, man, they had dildos in Roman times. They had like wooden dildos. They didn't just use them on the ladies. There's a lot of, the Romans and the Greeks fucked everything and everyone and each other all which way. So
Yeah.
I'm sure
But
they didn't keep records of that, but I'm sure they exist. I'm sure I feel
but
confident in my heart.
okay,
But
so enough about them. What about you and your your
um.
history?
I found so yeah, I think it was like a print magazine somewhere, and then it was just like, why is she has a dick in his ass? Like it was very like, oh, that's wrong. But then I'm like, I want to look at it again. Like that's wrong. Oh, this is nice. And it kind of skirted away from her. I'm like, nah, it's okay. It'll sit there and then go back to regular, porn or whatever you jack off to girls and stuff. And then it would pop up every time it would pop up. I was like, oh, it's nice. And then one day I accidentally bought as soon as I became an adult, when I was like 18, I had a credit card and I could buy shit online. Like I bought a porno in the mail. Of course I did. Of course I did.
In the
You know,
mail.
and then one of them, I didn't understand it was a pegging video, and then I remember watching it, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I just got it because there was one actress in the movie, and then I was like hooked, and then I was like, "Oh, that's," and then I
Oh,
was put,
it was
I put
divine
stuff,
intervention.
yeah, and then like before, like I was really hooked, like in like middle school, like I put stuff in my butt. I was like, "Hey, I heard about." I want to see how that feels and shit. So I was very explorative with myself. And then when I could buy my own smut, like that was kind of the preference. It's not. I just like I like the whole genre of dominant woman emasculating me and then pegging my butt home. It's like a physical and a mental form of submission in the same little
I
cookie.
I do think that's a really interesting and appealing the whole power dynamic
Yeah,
and it is something of like the man really giving up his power and
yeah,
letting the woman penetrate him.
yeah. Because it
And
doesn't get more, at least on a sexual thing, more than it's penetrated or you're being penetrated. So it's like a flit. It's a lot of this is a mental. I wouldn't even say it's a physical focused thing. A lot of it is more mental. Like when I train somebody to come from anal penetration, you focus on the mental space, not so much the physical sensation. I mean, you do at the end, but it's more like you have to be in the right headset for some people and things like that.
I mean, I
But
think a lot of women face that.
yeah,
Yeah,
what
where
have you heard? What have you heard?
but
oh, women
Women in
being
pegging?
mostly
no,
women
no, no.
being
I mean, women
mentally.
being penetrated. I think
Oh yeah,
women in general have to focus a lot more on on that
Yes,
mental space than
yeah,
I
most.
think men do. But
Yes.
yeah.
I've never experienced being a man, so I don't know. And I've never
I
penetrated a
imagine
man, so
so. Yeah, I imagine it's so, and I imagine the way I imagine I could feel that way also because I have to put myself in that kind of headspace also. Like it's because
Yeah.
it's being you have to feel very vulnerable and safe at the same time to
Sure.
release control because you don't want to be otherwise you're like when you're stuck in your head about like what's happening or what to do and like it throws the entire experience off or session off. So
Yeah.
you definitely for pegging, same as the ladies, you gotta be in the right headspace.
Right.
Connect to your inner feminine, all right? Pull in your inner feminine.
Your
I'm not gonna
inner
lie, that's
feminine
hot.
side. You mentioned early on being like, yes, I like women. I want to think of a woman taking control of me, putting her like a dick inside of me. So, have you at this point experienced a man personally?
No.
Okay, and then for your clients that you do hypnosis on, is it typically men who identify as straight?
Oh, it's everybody.
Okay.
Yeah, it's bi, gay, straight, everybody. I literally like, across the board. It's just I think humans are just naturally sexual, and when you put them in an area where they could explore, they kind of just tend to try things,
Nice.
and I think you know I think it's everything, but it's a lot. So I have like clients or Patreon members who like, oh, I enjoy going out to a club, hooking up with a dude, and getting pounded in my ass. Like, oh, thank you so much, that's great. And another guy's like, I just want to tell my wife about this and not like separate and shit like that. So it's like
Okay.
yeah, it's every because a lot of it is like hidden in the hush hush. It's like kept
Yes.
quiet. Because God
Right.
forbid you tell your wife that you want to put on some panties and you want her to call you princess and while she
Yes.
penetrates you. It's hard, especially if you're like in Kentucky or some shit. And even out here, even in California and all places, there is just hard for
Yeah.
some people.
Well, also depending on how you met and what that persona is, right? Because this
Yeah.
could be this guy who's a hardworking man, works with his hands. Like on all accounts, you wouldn't expect him. So
Yep.
how she was attracted to him and drawn to him, and if he, is feeling sexy in panties, can she handle it? Not, everyone's different.
Yeah.
Have you had some
Well,
success stories where people are like, "Hey, I'm a manly man. I'm a manly man, and I'm ready to tell my lady that I like to be a lady manly man." Sometimes.
Oh, we have several of the members they're married and their partners know, and they keep them locked up in chastity cage and in panties, and
So
they
you've seen the
but they can't.
relationships
Yeah,
evolve.
but I mean, some of them are like, I wish I could just like be a girl, but I have like kids and I have a fucking job, and you have all that. So and everybody there's nothing wrong. That's your limit. Like that's your life. This is how you incorporate your kink into your life, and it's gonna be different for everybody. So there's married couples and stuff like that. Like for a while, for my own, like it worked pretty good for a couple years. And it wasn't just the sexual mismatch that ended my particular situation, but it was just
Okay.
kind of like one of those things.
Yeah.
Like I'm really into it, and she's like, "I'll do it for you because I love you," kind of thing, which is
Okay.
nice, which is
Yes.
good, which is nice, but I want, I want more.
yeah.
I want you to enjoy it, like want to do it on your own kind of
Right.
thing. So it was one of those kind of situations. But
Which
there's plenty of people that are married and do this together, and
Yes.
I
a
think
lot of a lot.
something important to realize too is if you are coming to your partner and being like, hey, I have this desire to dress up like in women's panties and be penetrated or whatever it might be, that you're also it's again going back to the movie metaphor of you're coming to somebody who might be like, I really don't want to penetrate you.
Yeah,
That's really not my
I like
want.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. There's just
I
it's
don't
like
like
this.
Marvel. I just don't.
Yeah,
Like, I'm
yeah.
sorry. I love superpower, but something about Marvel just is not my thing. And so you have to understand, like, it's on both levels. You guys kind of have to,
Yeah.
you're coming to somebody and giving them something that they have every right to be like, I don't like that. And you have every
Mm.
right to be like, well, I don't want to live my life never dressing up in women's panties.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just everybody's got their That's why everybody's got their own preferences, and that's why communications is so fucking important, which is why I don't understand why none of you talk to each other, you fucking weirdos.
That is
And
weird. I never
you don't
thought of
want this,
that
you
before.
don't want this kind of stuff to come up. Like, that's why I say it all the time, because I'm like, I don't want there to be surprises. I remember when I surprised my wife. I just don't need that anymore. I'll tell you right now, if this is a thing, okay, thank you, bye,
But you
whatever.
have lived a life where you were like, I want to do this thing. I'm not going to tell anyone. So, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
guessing you probably like did sex kind of like the regular old way
Oh
for some.
yeah, yeah, regular old sex. It's not like I'm fucking shoving shit in my ass every fucking day, Like it's like that's a lot of work. Like pegging takes prep, okay? You don't just go and do anal ever. Like what? Like that's prep. You have to plan for it. There's no surprise anal, or if it is, it's not gonna be good, okay? So it's like most of our sex was like I'm a switch. I like being bottom. I like being on top. I enjoy all sexual escapades. So it wasn't, I'm lucky in that respect. I enjoy most of it, unless we're like hurting, causing like physical pain, which is not too much my thing. We're good.
No sadism or
Sedona-
masochism.
yeah.
I'm learning terms.
Wait, maybe a little bit, like a good amount of spanking, but not like where, like some of it's so extreme with the physical corporal punishment. It's just where you're like,
Well,
it's just like what?
when you get welts left behind or break.
Yeah, when you get like, yeah, like that's like I could, yeah, that's a little much for me. But go nuts if that's for you. Um,
But now that you have a better understanding of like what you like, you're able to articulate that, I'm sure, a little bit better than like somebody who's either suppressing it or doesn't exactly know. So whenever you kind of mentioned that you haven't been dating, but if you were, like, how would you kind of like bring that up if teach us how to talk about sex?
Nah, honestly, if it's in person, I'm upfront with what I do with the hypnosis, and
Okay,
I just
it
tell them,
opens it up.
yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, hypnotized man in a second dick, and they're like, okay, but I haven't tried dating. I've set up a couple profiles on the apps. Jesus Christ,
Like,
man, I hate those things.
do
I
you
Yeah.
have
hate the apps.
specific ones that are open to
Well,
more
Field
sensitive?
Field is pretty much the only one I feel. Field and just FetLife.com are gonna be your best bets to like finding whatever you're looking for, including
Weird,
pegging. Yeah,
buddy.
but the fucking that app doesn't work. Nothing. Oh, it's so glitchy. I hate it. It's so glitchy and dumb. Yeah, there was a lady that was like in her description. She was like, "Hey, if you want me to gape your asshole, get to the front of the line." Right? And I went in, they have a heart right next to a minus sign, right? I'm like, why do you put the never talk to me again button next to like, oh, I'll put something in my butt. Why are they so close? So I pressed the negative button by accident and I fucking don't know where this woman is anymore. I'm like, fuck you, Field. Fuck you,
Wait, what
Field.
does a heart minus sign mean?
The negative is like, I'm not interested in this person, and Field won't they won't be like, oh, they won't give you a second chance. They won't show you her again. They'll be like,
Oh.
fucking never see her again. And the heart is like, I want to talk to her, but I won't be able to text her until she also hearts me, apparently. And
She's
it's
the
like,
one
fuck.
who got away.
Uh,
Oh.
the one that got away. But like that's like I was very descriptive in that profile, and I had some hearts and likes. I'm not dating anybody. I need to settle my situation as far as like moving and all that crap.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I'm dating, I think I'm gonna focus. I want to focus on in-person people or like people I meet in real life kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Just every time I'm like swiping on the things, it just gets it's like scrolling Instagram. It's not good for your health. You know what
It,
I'm saying?
it isn't.
It's a
Yeah.
different type of humiliation.
That is sadomasochism right there. That's like you're doing it to yourself. Like but yeah, I would say like Field is probably my go-to. FetLife, I have some. I'm kind of joining little groups of deviant people in LA, and we're kind of doing. Yeah, we're going to the beach later this month. We're gonna have a bonfire on the beach. Yeah, we're gonna do some shenanigans
Wait,
probably.
how'd you meet these people on FetLife?
On FetLife, there's like if you go search by like areas, you could see like events being thrown and put together and stuff. So there's like a lot of like the dungeons and stuff will post events there, and then there's just like there's a Discord group that's on there, and you kind of just every once a month you go do something. We just went to the Getty. We were at the
Are
Getty last month.
oh,
Cool.
Yeah, so
are
we just
these
walked.
things like munches? Like just hang out with your clothes on
There's
and
Munches are on there. Yeah, Munches. I haven't been to Munches, but I just joined this one group, and last month we went over there, and this month we're doing a bonfire and a little bit on the beach. So I'm like, hell yeah, fire! We're gonna burn shit and get
yes,
hot.
love fire.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, so
Um,
for these meetups, there's like you're not doing anything sexual. You're just hanging
no,
out.
the ones. I mean, there are sexual meetups. The ones that I'm just making friends.
Nice.
I'm just
Mm.
meeting people, making friends and stuff, going around, be like, what are you into? What are you into? It's all kinds of stuff like that. A couple of
Is
the
it
dudes
like
were
a
at the Dom convention, apparently
Oh, we
also
might have
the
met
same one.
yeah?
him.
Yeah.
And they actually were talking about asking questions, when you meet somebody and then asking questions and whatnot. And
Um.
when would the question of like, what are you into come up? Is that like a second question? Like, hi, what's your name? What are you into? Or is that like a
Oh
whole
no, I think that's no.
overview?
I think
What's your
you.
name?
I'm old.
How do you like
I'm
to fuck?
old fashioned. I feel I live by the rule of three, so I would assume it's in my book it's a third date. Because first
Third.
date, like I want to know you. I want to see what your values are, what your stuff like
Yeah.
that. Second day, I want to see what your family's like. Just talk about your
Oh,
family and
yeah.
relatives and friends, and then third day is like cool. How do you like to come? Like that's. Because if you don't get, I don't want, because leaving with, like, how do you like to come, or what do you like in the bedroom, or what kind of touch do you
That's
like,
That's
you
intense.
know?
that's a lot.
Yeah, that's I don't think that's a first date thing. I mean, for some
No.
people, I guess, if you meet them on FetLife and that's like, oh, I need this, like, this is just a
Yeah.
hookup, then yeah, sure, go for it. First thing, coffee shop date or whatever. But
Same
I
with
think if you're
her.
looking for like a partner or something like that, if you meet on a spot that's not like kink related and not fed, you're not both coming from that kind of world, it'll probably be third date is safer because you want to get to know the person, shit like that, before you scare them off.
And then you're not having
Potentially.
sex until the third date, at least.
You wait till the third date?
What'd
Before
you
you
say?
have sex, at least. Right?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I wouldn't even have sex on the third, unless like, oh yeah, like we both really like the same thing, let's go do it. Then yes. But
My car's
But I'd have
smoking
the
hot. Come on.
yeah, I'd have the conversation first. I wouldn't like, I wouldn't take them also somewhere where they feel trapped if they're like, nah, I want out of this. You don't want to take them to like an amusement park and be like, hey, I like this, and they're like, oh Jesus Christ, you're my ride home. Like you don't want to do that either.
I think
So
it's good to hear that because I think that's like a traditional. It's not a rule, hard or fast rule. Some people don't have sex until they're married. Everyone's different.
yeah, yeah.
But there is like a traditional like wait until the third date to think about third date sex is kind of like a buzz thing that goes around in our culture. So it's kind of cool to hear that, even though like you're like I hypnotize people into sucking dicks. That you're not like, yeah, I'm gonna meet you and be like, yeah, how do you like your dick? Huh? You like now?
I
There's still like a courtship.
Yeah, yeah. I still want to like get to know you. Like
Yeah.
it's because I feel like a lot of the like how you like to come in the sex stuff will depend on your just general personality and stuff. Also, I feel,
Yes.
um, so you want to get to know the person first.
We have your caller. Your caller's
Oh
name
hell
is
yeah,
Wayne. Speaker, so everyone can hear.
hell yeah, hell yeah. Might have something in his butt right now. He's like,
Maybe.
"Shit."
Oh, hi there. This is Greenberry.
And this is Kerstin.
Greenberry.
Hello, and you have Adult Buddy Finders. You are on with our guest today, Thumper, who we are learning is a lot more than a pegging expert, but he knows about pegging. So please, Wayne, fire your question away.
Well, I'm kind of shy about this, really.
Oh, that's okay. We really appreciate you calling. We know it's hard.
Well, I like the way you say that. It's hard.
Yeah,
Well, I always found that I always kind of got off from the whole idea of, I can hardly say it, pegging.
Okay.
But well, so like I'm wondering, like I've never, I mean, I've been around. I'm bisexual, so I've dated men and I've dated women.
okay.
But I never had the nerve to, get pegged. There, I said it.
So when you date men, you're typically a top? Like you're the one on.
Yeah.
I mean, is that how that
Yeah,
works? Am I doing that right? Am I doing the math right? You're not the one. You've never had anyone inside your B.
That's right. Yeah. No, I'm really shy about it. Is what it is.
Okay.
I'm just really shy.
Can I ask why? Can I ask why you're shy about it, or what triggers? Is it when you're asking to be pegged by your female partner, and that's the shy? Because like asking for it or
Either
liking it?
way, I just, I guess, it's just this part of me that's always been in denial,
Yeah. No, there's yeah, I could understand that. Um, so
Like,
is it
I don't know. Okay, so like now I'm dating this chick, and she's I think she might be into it.
okay?
But I'm really scared that if I asked her to do it, which I bet she would, but I'm just really scared that it would just be the deal breaker. It would actually be the thing that made her say, "Oh, well, you're less than a man, so I don't want to date you anymore." And I really like her.
Yeah.
I will.
And it's probably based on nothing except my own, shyness. I get, it's because of my upbringing. I was brought up a Catholic, and it just don't do that.
Yeah.
The guy doesn't do that. In the church. Well, maybe some churches, but not my church.
Okay, so I hear all that. You're in a very there's a lot of people in your exact same situation. So first off, like it's not that uncommon. It's kind of common from the people I interact with. So it's and I understand where your like Catholic upbringing hinders you up and things like that. I will, however, say that the you living in a or being in a relationship where you don't feel like you could be honest is probably more detrimental to your own health, mental health, than not being with that person. Like yeah, I would say you would have to make peace with the possibility that she's gonna reject and do all the bad things and all the she'll leave and you'll lose her, and you still have to come at this from a place where like I'm good. I have me. Um, Easy as far as like logistics of how to maybe ask for something like that is have a conversation. Just honestly it's like, hey, I want to talk. I want to have a sex-based conversation, kind of go over some things that I like and I want to try with you. And just say, and she's like, okay, yeah, then just you don't have to be like, I need you to, bend me over, get a 9-inch dick, 2.5-inch diameter, I need you to spit in my face. Like, you don't have to go into all that. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, I'm sorry. Say that again.
so I was like, tell her that you want to have a conversation with her, and then at the conversation, be like, I want to maybe. You don't have to start off with pegging. You could just start off with the dynamic change, like the power change, instead of instead of you being in charge, have her being in charge. And if you want to get into penetration, start off with like there's toys. Just start off with a small butt plug or just gloves. Fingers and gloves are the most intimate, I would imagine, because it's her hand. But if that's a little bit uncomfortable, you could start off with just physical objects. Like there's a plethora of butt plugs and prostate massagers and things like that. And it could incorporate like, hey, you want to play with some toys, and you guys get like, she'll have a toy for her or for you. She'll have a vibrator for her, and she'll have a prostate massager for you. You could incorporate that, and then you could move into pegging. But before any physical thing, definitely talk to her. Like I don't know if you were listening, but we wholeheartedly support the idea of you telling her how you want to come, or explore. Yeah.
You introduce the idea to her gradually.
Okay. Well, you also mentioned that you think that she might be into it. What makes you suspect that, or why do you have those feelings?
Well, because she's sort of butch in her way. She's sort of a tomboy, and
she has a masculine energy.
She's got. I see her. She likes to sort of do, the male drag thing sometimes.
Okay, so, yeah.
How much she enjoys that,
She enjoys watching it or going to events, or.
I'm thinking that she would like to. I think that she would like to really, yeah. Yeah, I think she would. I'm just really shy. But I bet the way to do it is to do it kind of introduce it gradually as part of like a shift in play dynamics.
In the if you already I would say if you already have a particular like scenario or relationship kind of mental frame in your head, I will if you when you have that conversation, I would recommend laying that out up front so you know so she knows where it's going, because you could be like, oh yeah, butt plug, but then she might not be in strap on. So you would want to talk about it. You want to incorporate the physical incorporation into the bedroom and the play experiences with her gradually. You know, if that's what makes you the most safe and open, then do it that way. But the communication part, I would be as brutally honest as possible, and that's hard. And I get it. That's hard, and that might be like, ah, shit, that's some weird ass advice. Um, but with things like that, if this is what you want to explore, you should feel comfortable with your partner. And if she likes drag, I could almost guarantee you she'll be fine. I find most women are kind of like, oh yeah, I'll try it out. Like, this makes you happy kind of thing. Yeah. I don't think she's gonna be like, oh no, and don't ever talk to me. Especially if she's going to drag shows or watches drag YouTube or any of that. If she likes they're, some men like the physical look of a man that's got like like not queer. What's the term, ladies? What's the term where like a man looks more feminine?
Oh,
God, I'm an idiot.
Metro, but there's a
Metro,
androgynous.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, androgynous, something like that. So there's I don't
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
I feel a lot of your hung ups about this is like your upbringing and kind of just feeling rejected if she this is something she's not into. Is that
I think
right?
Okay,
I think
okay.
that's also a good point that Thumper's saying of expressing how it would make you feel.
Yeah.
And that, you'd like to try pegging because it would feel exciting for you. And, it'd feel great if she would try it. I think kind of focusing on that. We did an episode
Yeah.
where we talked with a therapist about how to ask people for stuff, and she brought up the feel bit and expressing how you feel. So I think
Mm.
leaning into that a little bit. And also, I do think if you have a loving partner, a lot of times we will try things if that's going to make you happy.
Kirsten will.
Yeah.
Little people
Yeah.
pleaser over here.
I think
Okay.
I
also
will
too,
try things twice too.
a little tit for tat,
All right.
what
I'm gonna swallow my shyness, and I'll bring it up with her slowly, like you said.
Yeah. 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 Just tell her like I want to have a conversation, and then schedule a date like a date conversation. Be like, hey, I want to take you out and talk about this at some place, and then find a spot that you could have like a intimate conversation, or do it at home or whatever works for you. But just schedule that conversation. Don't just be like, hey, I want to talk to you about this right now. Unless she's like, oh, we could do it now, then maybe. But
yeah.
be like, yeah, let's schedule something next Friday, and then I want to talk about this at that time, and
And
just
you
do
can
And
that.
open it up by just saying like, "Hey, is there anything you want to try?" And
Yeah.
if they're like,
Yeah.
"No," you still can go with yours. Well, I've been thinking about this.
Like they say, I can open it up, but it's a slippery slope.
I think also you could propose a few different solutions too. So maybe like, okay, I have a butt plug that we could just put in there and leave, or we could try finger, or your fingers, or we could just watch something and see
Yeah.
if you enjoy
Yes.
it. So there's a few options.
Yeah, if it's something where she's like, I don't even know how to mentally frame like what you're asking me, or not sure, or I don't understand exactly what you want sexually, be like, we could watch something together.
I think she's gonna be cool. I think she's
Yeah.
gonna be cool. I don't want to lose the whole relationship if I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. I think you guys just convinced me.
Yeah.
A doable thing.
Well, that's
I
cool.
just have to, yeah.
Yeah. Doable.
Right. thank you.
Yeah, and I think like you're brave enough to call in, which is not easy to do. So you're brave enough to do that, and now I think you're taking some steps already. I have a feeling you'll be pegging in no time, or being pegged in no time.
Yeah. Get it.
All right.
Well, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Wayne. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you.
Take
Keep on
care.
going. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
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 All right, that's Wayne, and before we know it, maybe Wayne will be writing us and telling us
I
about
hope
how
so.
he's being ridden.
I hope so. I hope he's like, I talked to her, and then she put something in my butt on Friday. I hope so. Get it, Wayne. Get it.
Yeah.
Is that how Patreon is for you? Every time Thumper, they're like, I did it! I did it!
I do. I get like we have a Discord server and we chit chat every now and then they'll message me and be like, oh, I just had a good day. I have this one. I feel so much like I give great head, but like I just want it in my butt, and then after they come, they leave, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I feel for you. They're like that's why don't make them come when you're giving them head. That's don't
Get yours, then go back to it.
Yeah, like I was like communicate that before, like, hey, I want butt stuff. I was like, communicate you want anal before you go on your date, and he was like, I'll do that. I was like, yeah, there's a lot of I get most of my feedback is extremely positive. It's like, thank you,
Awesome.
I feel nice, I feel loved, I did this and this, or I look great. A big one. You have to be presentable, so we have like a health regimen system. So there's like health-based hypnosis for like, doing exercises for your butt, or like eating healthier and shit like that, sleeping more, meditating, yeah. So we incorporated all of that into like, now we're gonna put a fist inside your butt.
Oh, wow, how wholesome.
Right? As long as it's done from a place of love, then like, right? It's fine.
Yes.
Yeah. And I did love the information you gave Wayne. I think all of that's super helpful. And I think exactly like we just said, he is going to get pegged. Although, not to say, and that is something we've danced around, and I think maybe we get, maybe we don't. And I mean us and our audience, that none of this really has to do with who you are gender-wise. Like, if you are female, if you are male, just because you want to be a sissy or you want to be pegged or anything like that doesn't mean necessarily that you want to go and be a woman. Or if you're a woman and you want to, or identify as a woman and you want to peg somebody, doesn't necessarily mean that you want to be a man. I think just throwing that out there as a little clarification, we are not talking about gender whatsoever. We're talking about sex.
And it's all over the place. Yeah, Wayne said he was bisexual. Thumper, you talked about how you're down to try, but you haven't yet. And it's pretty wild that it's like, it's definitely not any one lane for this. And I think that's part of that's part of why it's like, oh, this is hard. I like women, but I want something in my butt. That makes
there's a lot of thought play that goes on in people's heads. Like, what does this mean? I like a woman. I like dating a woman, but I also enjoy a particular sensation in my butt because I have a prostate. So there's a lot of, and because no one really talked about it for centuries and centuries, and this is really, I think, like one of the few times in society on a global scale where we're like, oh, what do people like?
Yes.
And people are kind of just talking more open about it, and you find out, oh, good amount of people just want to try shit and try stuff, and some of them, I didn't know I'd like this, and they like it. So.
Is that also like some of the draw to it is the mental gymnastics you have to do? Which is kind of fun, and pushing your own boundaries and playing with that as well.
Yeah,
I think it's hot.
Agreed.
I feel like we learned a lot. Actually, if you're open to it, your Patreon, is that some information we can share with our listeners?
Sure.
Okay, so if you're listening and you want to know like how you can be hypnotized into being down to suck, we'll put that in our show notes for sure. Thank you again, everyone who's watching and everyone who's listening. Thank you to our caller Wayne. We know that takes a lot of bravery to call the show. We appreciate all the questions that come in. So thanks all for listening, watching.
Yeah, and we would love it if you leave us a review or a star rating. I know they have those on Spotify, and I just figured out how to leave reviews on Apple, which is actually pretty easy and kind of fun. So give us a little review. It helps us out a lot.
Yes. Gets our listeners listening.
Yes.
And thank you so much, Thumper. You're such an awesome guest. We learned so much, and we're just grateful that you're here and that you're open.
Yeah, I love being open. And guys, remember to check out the show notes for all the plugs.
We'll be plugging his Patreon, maybe
Yes.
some of his comedy,
Yeah.
and whatever else we talked about that I can't remember.
Every plug he consents to giving us, we will share with you.
Oh, yeah. And remember to check in next week for our bonus episode.
Yes. Maybe we'll be plugging one of his favorite butt plugs. I don't know. Gotta check those show notes to see.
You know what? We'll link some good Etsy butt plugs in there. I'll find some links for some high quality butt plugs. So it'll some nice ones.
Great. I love it. Thank you all. Thanks. Bye.
Thanks.